Yo, what's going on? Too Tough here. Check it out. Happy holidays to all of those. The day after the day of reckoning. I had 8 fights on. 8 fights I'm gonna discuss briefly. First one, Frank Sanchez versus Junior Fa. I mean, Frank Sanchez's ascension was definitely, he was on the rise while Junior Fa was like left on the decline, basically. Junior Fa was at once a prospect, but then he lost to Joseph Parker, got in by decision and got knocked out by Lucas Brown in 1 round. He got stopped by Frank Sanchez. He's not ready for the primetime players. Frank Sanchez took him a minute before he got going. What's next for him? I wouldn't mind seeing him fight one of them other dudes that was on the card, maybe Ajit Kabayel, or Daniel Dubois. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight one of those guys. But, or maybe even Otto Wallin, I don't know. But, yeah, it was the first card. That next fight that was on was Makhdadov versus Kabayel. Kabayel, I guess, surprised. He was the underdog in this fight, so he surprised some people by stopping Makhdadov. Makhdadov was trying to swing them power punches, and Ajit Kabayel was a little bit more fluid with his movement, and he stayed away from in the range of fire. So Kabayel, the European champ, lives to fight another day. So the third fight on the night was Filip Hrgović versus Mark Demore. Mark Demore, his claim to fame before was he fought David Haye when David Haye was coming out of retirement, before he fought Tony Bellew. And David Haye, I think, stopped him in 2 rounds, if not 1. So that was my introduction to Mark Demore. I didn't even, like, his record it looks good, but it isn't impressive. As far as the record, it looks good. So, yeah, Filip Hrgović, I couldn't gauge anything on that fight because he was supposed to, destroy this dude. So that's that. Obviously, there's always the questions of Hrgović performing against higher level competition, because he didn't look like what they rave about when he fought Zhang. But Zhang also doesn't let a lot of people look good. So Hrgović, IBF, he in line to get the IBF shot if Usyk and Fury fight the rematch, then the IBF belt will be vacated and he'll be fighting, if not just elevated to the championship, he might be fighting somebody for the championship. You had Jay Apak, the IBF former cruiserweight champion, who got stripped of his title because he didn't want to give up the shot on the Saudi card to fight Elizoro. He destroyed Elizoro, showed why he's the #1 cruiserweight in the division. I don't know what's going to happen with him, whether or not he's going to pursue fighting Breedis afterwards, or if he's going to choose another one of the titles. But a lot of the guys might not want to choose to fight him, but who knows? Like he might be in positions where they have to fight him. So that was that. Dimitri Bivol destroyed Lyndon Arthur, 12-round unanimous decision. I don't think Arthur won any minute of any round. Obviously, we want to see Bivol versus Beterbiev. Beterbiev got to fight Colin Smith. We definitely would like to see that, but who knows? So, yeah, who knows? I don't know if we're going to see that. Colin Smith might shock us. I don't think he will, but Beterbiev versus Bivol is what we want to see. Undisputed light heavyweight champion. We ain't having that in a while, so let's get that popping. Also, Jarrell Miller got stopped in the final round, in 10th round, in his fight against Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois redeemed himself after losing to Alexander Usyk. Where there was a little bit of a controversy in that fight where he hit him. Some people thought it was a legitimate shot, and Usyk was down for like over 5 minutes. But it is what it is. Dubois lives, fought another day against Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller may have won like 2 rounds. I don't even think it could be said more than that. Jarrell Miller was over 100 pounds more than him, so maybe he thought he was going to be able to bully Dubois, but he wasn't able to really raise his hands and punch like he should have been, and that way, you know, he couldn't keep Dubois moving back, so that's how he lost that fight. Now, the 2 big fights of the night. Obviously, Joseph Parker shocked everybody, upset the card of the Wilder-Joshua fight in March, perhaps. Maybe they'll still fight. But Joseph Parker decisioned Deontay Wilder. All he did basically was stay away from the right hand, and that's all he needed to do. I think Wilder caught him one good time, but he couldn't capitalize on it. Joseph Parker stunned Wilder, I think, in the 4th round. Early on, he was looking at the ref, didn't know where he was. So, you know, obviously the talk before this fight, everybody thought Joshua was going to be able to get knocked out by Wilder. After the fight, people think that Joshua could just destroy Wilder because he hits stronger. He's a little bit more aggressive than Parker is. So if he could stay out of Wilder's right hand, he might be able to knock Wilder out. And that's a strong possibility. But he has to stay out of Wilder's right hand. He's not the same guy as Parker. He might not be as elusive as Parker. So who knows? But we'll see soon enough if they're going to fight or not. Wilder definitely won't get as much money as he was getting before, because he suffered a loss, and that should have been, you know, a definite setback. But that was that. Joshua, on the last fight of the card, Joshua destroyed Otto Wallin. He bloodied him up, busted his nose up, put a cut over his eye. He destroyed him. What's next for him? I'm not sure. I don't know if they want to put him in with Hrgovic so he could recapture that IBF title. He could fight somebody else. He could possibly fight Dubois. He could definitely still fight Wilder, but Wilder will get less, like I said earlier. But overall, good night of fights. Good showing to end the year with. There was no fight of the years. There was no knockout of the year candidates. None of that stuff. But it was still a good fight night of fights. Anyway, too tough, and I'm out.